Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this Talking Points video for this week's episode of Raw. So we started with Naomi and she was wearing what looked to be wrestling gear as she arrived, but actually she would change later in the show. Obviously at this point we didn't know what the announcement was going to be. We had a good idea, but the talking point here was the fact that she had this custom championship. A few people saying, oh, there's no way she can go away now that she's got a custom championship. It's not much of a custom championship. It's just they've put some of that hazard tape onto the actual belt strap, which looks awesome, by the way. But of course, they were probably working on this before she found out that she was pregnant. So, again, just timing, just really bad timing. But nice, yeah, nice. Hopefully when she comes back, if she can find her way back to being champion again, then this is a belt that we might see again in the future. So a custom championship. Started the show with the Vision, and I don't know about you, I find it a bit frustrating that we constantly keep doing those intros every week. And the one thing that really jumped out to me is Bron Breakker's new shirt. It's very wordy. I mean, for me personally, I always think, would I wear this in a pub? And the front is okay, although I have said I have no idea how quick the average person can run. So 23 miles an hour means nothing to me. I have no idea if that's impressive or not. I'm sure if I looked it up, it probably is. But just looking at it on a shirt, I have no idea if that's impressive or not. But I do not need a shirt that says woof, 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 woof on the back of it, right? So that just jumped out to me as part of the opening. Of course, this was a line most people were talking about. In the name of the late, great Tommy Dreamer. I know he's not dead yet, but he should be. That was a hell of a line. This was obviously in Philadelphia, where ECW was from. And Heyman cutting a promo at the start, just running down some of the legends like Sabu, like New Jack. And he referred to Tommy Dreamer as the late Tommy Dreamer, even though he is still very much with us. Then we had this moment here, Asuka apologising and promising that she wasn't going to get involved in the match, Iyo's match, and Iyo had that match with Raquel. We got a fired up Iyo at this point. This guy in the crowds gets on his feet, right? This guy over here, look at this. Flipping loves it. Loves it. As soon as the emote came out, that guy was right on his feet. That kind of grabbed my attention. So, of course, it would be a lot of outside interference, and it would be a case that Iyo would get the victory. She would need some help, and no Asuka, no Kairi. They said they wouldn't get involved, so that meant that Rhea had to come down, Rhea with a new tattoo. We looked at that in Unseen recently. Backstage, lots of drama, and this segment was just chaos. You had Asuka going off saying, we were told not to get involved, but it's okay for Rhea to get involved. And there was just so much to unpack with this. I actually thought this was quite humorous in places. There's a little bit at the end where Kairi is like walking away, but the way she does it, I just found it to be quite humorous. Iyo freaks out as well. She flips out and walks off, and there's a lot of drama here within like 30 odd seconds. And the camera angle was so good as well, because we watched this and then the camera turned around and just made its way to the ring and we followed it. It was really, really good. But yeah, more tension, drama with Asuka, Iyo, Kairi. This time upset that Rhea was allowed to help, but they weren't allowed to help. I mean, I think they were. It's obviously a bit of a misunderstanding. Iyo just didn't want any help when it came to the match. But when she's getting beaten up and outnumbered afterwards, then yes, please come, give me a hand. But they stayed away. Look at that, over 259 million views on social media. It's the most viewed AAA clip of all time. Microman and Omos. Ali Frazier, MJ Thomas, Omos Microman. Penta picked up the win with the Mexican Destroyer. He was in there with Xavier Woods. The match was okay, but Penta getting the win. We also found out that it will be Vikingo against Dominik Mysterio at Worlds Collide. So that match has been announced. This was quite interesting. So New Day came out with these t-shirts, all to do with them in mourning, being upset how they were robbed. WrestleVote said, fun fact, Kofi and Xavier personally wrote this entire news article on the front of that shirt, which I just thought was really, really interesting. Then we had the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm told that is the actual Lombardi trophy. So obviously we were in Philadelphia. The Super Bowl champs were in the crowds, and my understanding is that is the actual trophy, which is pretty crazy. Loads of stuff in this folder. Next match was Mr. Iguana and Dragon Lee taking on Judgment Day. Layeska getting involved in the action, coming in and boom to the midsection. So there we go, Mr. Iguana doing Mr. Iguana things. Very over with the crowds. Judgment Day would go on to get the victory, though. We also found out that Sheamus and Rusev are going to have a Donnybrook match clash in Paris. So hopefully that's going to be the end of that feud. I know that some people have enjoyed it, some people have not enjoyed it. But Donnybrook match clash in Paris. We had Vikingo come out as well. So Vikingo came out and he went after Dominik. Obviously, we found out that that match is going to take place at Worlds Collides. It's quite a few shows that they're building towards. It's been a lot of shows in 2025 with Saturday night's main events and Worlds Collide and Triple Mania. WWE have got Clash in Paris. We're not long coming off SummerSlam. It's just shows everywhere you look in 2025. Then we found this out. So there was going to be a special announcement. And actually, right now, at the time of recording this, Stephanie has got a podcast with Naomi and Jimmy where they're going to talk about the news, the pregnancy. So we got to see a little glimpse of that. But that has dropped right now on social media. So if you want more information about how they're feeling and all of that, obviously that'll be in that podcast. I'd imagine they're over the moon. Then we went to our next match. This was Natalya against Becky. No sign of Nattie. We did wonder if we would get Nattie, but no sign of Nattie. Patrick the Heel said, creative said, no thanks. During the commercial break, we had Trick and Javon. They were facing off against each other. They're going to be in a match tomorrow. Then we had Bayley, and we could hear more of Bayley's kind of dark voice kind of in her head. And it was really interesting. Right at the end, the voice said, how about a hug? Really good. Bayley is losing herself. Then, of course, we had this segment, which was the Naomi segment. So Naomi gives the rest of the women's division 9 months and some change to do whatever they want with her title. Even if I have to come back breastfeeding with my baby in my arms, I'm going to take back my title. There is Bayley Ding Dong. And here as well at Cathy Kelley saying, Baby Uso, I am so happy for Naomi and Jimmy. So there we go. Nikki Bella made the save after Natalya lost that match as well. So Natalya lost to Becky. I think we were all expecting that. Nikki Bella coming down, making the save. Next week, we've got Rhea and Roxanne. They're going to be in a match that is in the UK. That's going to be in Birmingham. And there's Nikki Bella. Look, in green. Nikki Bella is back wearing a new colour. These Philadelphia colours, I mean, that obviously looks to be an eagle. So I'm thinking this is maybe a tribute to Philadelphia. So I'm thinking it's just that. I don't think she's just kind of wearing green now. But there, Nikki coming down, making the save. Also, next week, we got Penta against Kofi Kingston. John Cena is going to be in Ireland for SmackDown. Backstage, we had Dominik talking to El Grande, and El Grande has got a cape. So a cape for El Grande. Bayley going on social media saying, thank you, Big Jim. So Bayley very grateful for Big Jim's hard work. And here Becky says, how irresponsible getting pregnant as a champion. The irony there, of course, is Becky did the exact same thing 5 years ago. Then we went to our main event. So Jey Uso with a New Jack tribute, coming down with a whole trolley full of weapons. And Dominik Mysterio was trying to form that alliance with El Grande. Finn Balor was very unsure about that. Wasn't sure that that was the right way forward. So don't know quite what they're teasing there. But it felt like something was being set up. Bron Breakker went right into that shopping cart. So I don't know if that was planned or not, but it was moody, mate. Another moody spot was this spot. Another moody spot. So a couple of moody spots. As well as that, look, Jey was about to get the pin, and Bronson pulls the ref out the ring, pulled his shoe off, and ended up hurling it back at the ref. I don't think he wants referee shoes. He just wants Roman shoes. And then we would get LA Knight coming down. We would get Seth coming down. We'd obviously get CM Punk coming down. I mean, it was just chaos. CM Punk would accidentally knock LA Knight into the table on the outside. He'd kind of shrug it off like, oh, that's a shame. He was trying to reach out to a lot of people saying, look, we need to work together. Otherwise, we might not even make it to Paris. He was trying to reach out to Jey. He was trying to reach out to LA Knight. No one was having it. So, but he still came down and tried to help out. So he ended up going off and fighting with Seth. LA Knight ended up getting knocked into a table. The end result was that it was Bron and Bronson just left with Jey, and Jey was getting battered, right? Jade Cargill said, girl, I hate you so bad. Congratulations. So that's Jade's reaction to the Naomi news. So as we said, Jey outnumbered, not outnumbered for long. Out came the OTC. Out came Roman Reigns. Roman, Bronson, clash in Paris. You could hear them shouting at each other, I'll see you in Paris, as this week's episode came to an end. So what I would say is I think a lot of people, certainly in our watch along, struggled with this show until we got to the Naomi section. I feel like there was quite a few talking points there. I mean, I've spoke at speeds about a lot of the things that we got on this show. So I sort of feel like the show was okay, probably a bit underwhelming, but with that Naomi news and a really enjoyable Extreme Rules main event that we had, I actually think this show might have ended up being a little better than usual. So we'll obviously do a review on the second channel, but that was the talking points.